Hi everyone, welcome to my Galactic Civilizations 3 Let's Play using Beta 1 version 0.42 of the game. Now, as I mentioned, this game is still in beta, so this may not actually be a full Let's Play series from start to finish. I'll likely put out 5 to 10 videos, and if you want to see more videos after that, then I'll likely make more. Okay, so let's start with a new game. Now, some of you may be aware that I've previously put out a Galciv 3 video. That basically went into details about the basics of the game, and I actually started a tiny bit of a potential Let's Play. Since then, a new version of the game has come out, which basically made some bug fixes rather than adding new features. So I thought I should probably start afresh. If you are new to Galciv 3 though, I recommend you check that video out before watching this Let's Play. There's a link to that here in the annotations, as well as the video notes and the video's comment section as well. I will be covering a certain amount of details that I covered within that video during the course of this Let's Play. Is pretty much unavoidable. I should probably mention what Stardock's intentions are as well with the game. So in this video, so basically the game is due for full release, I believe, in the summer of 2015, maybe late springish. Before then, Stardock intends on releasing 3 or 4 betas which will add more features to the game. Currently you can see here only 4 civilizations are available to be chosen. I believe in the second beta, the Kryn, this civilization will be added to the game, as well as other features which I'm not currently aware of. Okay, so currently there are 4 different civilizations. I should also mention that you can, if you pre-order the game from Stardock or from Steam, then you'll have access to this beta version of the game which I'm playing here as well. Right, so for this current version of the beta, you have 4 civilizations to choose from: the Terrans, the Drengin, the Altarians, and the Iridium Corporation. I'm going to be playing with the Altarians. I very much like their race traits. They have bonuses to research, influence, wealth, logistics. They can have more ships within a fleet. And they have bonuses to movement. They're actually the fastest of the 4 civilizations you can currently pick, and they have a bit of an approval bonus as well. All of the civilizations in the game are going to have their own unique ship models and also their own unique research tree. The Altarians research tree seems to be pretty decent as well. So yeah, that's the civilization I'm going to be playing as. Now for galaxy settings, I've added all 3 of the other civilizations and set the difficulty to Godlike. And like I mentioned in that previous video, there hasn't been an awful lot of work done on the AI yet, I believe, so even though it's on Godlike, it shouldn't be proved to be too difficult to play against. Although there's a chance they might get near to my shipyards occasionally if I don't play very well, I guess, or they start right on top of me. Right, so victory conditions or options. Currently, in this first beta, all of the civilizations start at war, so conquest is the only victory condition available. You can't actually make peace. That's going to be added, or well, more diplomacy options are going to be added in beta 2 or beta 3, I believe. You can't change any of the game's settings currently either. For galaxy type, now Galciv 3 games can take rather a long time, so for this first Let's Play, I'm going to play on a medium-sized galaxy, which is still pretty large, to be honest, but I believe Stardock's planning on making even larger galaxy sizes than immense, and they'd probably take months to complete rather than a day or 2. They're talking about having potential maps with up to 100 different empires, 100 different civilizations, so that, yeah, that's going to take forever to get done. Those games are maybe up to 500,000 hexagon tiles, but like I mentioned, we're playing on medium for this Let's Play. Probably will do large galaxy sizes in future Let's Plays though. Right, so for type of galaxy, I'm going to play as scattered. That's basically to prevent all of the colonizable planets ending up in one place. That's why I'm picking that option. For the galaxy options, I've left it all on occasion, apart from a couple. Occasion is basically the average setting. I've lowered the star frequency to rare, so there's going to be less planets basically to colonize. So there should be around 25 to 30 colonizable planets. So this game won't take too long with that amount. And I've also lowered the black hole frequency. Currently resources, although they are visible within the game, you can't really make use of them yet, so there's not an awful lot of point in having a ton of black holes taking up room. I really wish that, or hope that Stardock in future basically make it more visible about how long a game should take to complete. They don't really, well, they don't tell you how many colonizable planets there will be within a galaxy with the settings you pick here. Basically, the larger the map size and the more colonizable planets there are, the longer the game will take. So I would quite like it to say, I don't know, on average, a certain amount of planets with these settings, for example. There's a couple of other settings that aren't within the game yet. Interstellar Rifts are going to be basically a terrain feature. Looking forward to one day in the game. Planet frequency is basically, they were in Galciv 2, so there was like radioactive planets that you can't colonize without a certain tech. That's going to be added in a future beta as well. Okay, so that's the galaxy settings, so I'll start the game. Okay, so game's finally loaded. Let's have a look what start we've got. It looks like we're in the bottom left hand side of the map. To be honest, it's probably not, doesn't look like it's the greatest of starts. There's not a huge amount of stars around here. Yeah, but I guess we'll have to do with a start anyway. Okay, so let's check out our range with the colony ship. Yeah, there's only one star system in range. There might potentially be some planets there that we'll be able to get to. I'm probably going to have to research some extra range to colonize up here and over there before any other civilization does. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another civilization over there, maybe one there and maybe one there, I'm guessing. I guess we'll find out in a bit though. Okay, so I guess I might as well move the colony ship up here. There is a possible planet I could colonize there, but I don't think there's much point in doing so. If I can colonize up here straight away, then it will increase the range of my ships. That dotted line being the range. You can, if you click on a ship, you can see the components, and the life support is the range. You can get better life support than that by researching it later on. That has 3. I think the colony ship, how many does this have? 2. Right. Okay, so let's move the colony ship up there. And luckily the Altarians are very fast, so they move 6 tiles per turn. Okay, so there's a planet there that's not able to be colonized, sadly. My survey ship, which I can use to get anomalies, where am I going to send that to? Probably up in a... Actually, there's an anomaly there, so I want to get that space junk. It's probably not very good, but I might as well go and grab it. It's got 6 movement as well. 100 credits, nice. And a scout ship, what am I going to do with that? Doesn't have much range, to be honest. I think early on you just need to be finding colonizable planets as much as possible, so I think I send it up here as well rather than down there perhaps to explore. Okay. Right, let's set up Altaria then. Right, do we have any bonuses? Now, new in Galciv 3 are the adjacency bonuses. Basically you have you can have bonuses. On this tile it's a haven, so it gives you a little description of what it does there. That gives you approval should you put an approval building within that tile, and if you put in adjacent tiles wealth buildings, then you get +1 to those buildings. At the moment though we don't have any of those building types, so I'd have to research them before I can do that. Right, so I think, yeah, that's a bug. You can see that there isn't a symbol for that tile, but it has actually mineral rich deposits there, so that's extra research, extra wealth. This capital, the capital is particularly good at research. It gets a bonus, so I probably want this as a research place later on. One of the things about Galciv 3 is you definitely want to specialize your planets. if you can later on, so I'm probably going to be doing that at some point. But early on, this is going to be making a lot of ships, more than likely, and doing the odd bit of research. So is there any other tiles here? Not really. I think I should probably make some factories. Now, in Galciv 3, it's a bit different how it works with production to how it was in Galciv 2. The population determines the amount of base manufacturing you get. So, but that can be altered depending on what buildings you have. If you build factories, for example, you get an extra percentage bonus to your manufacturing. Likewise, if you build wealth buildings, it will give you extra towards your wealth, and likewise research for research. And there's a ton of other ways you can get bonuses as well via the tech. This is the planetary governor screen. To be honest, I hate this at the moment. It's really nowhere near as good as sliders in my opinion. You can't lock down a certain amount of... say you wanted to do 20 research in a turn to finish off a research project, then you wanted to split the rest between wealth and production. There's no real easy way to do it. You have to move it around, and it's very difficult to find the exact amounts that you want. So I wish there was a way you could lock down, say, 20% into research. This slider here is to do with ship manufacturing or social manufacturing, social being on planet. So I'm going to swing that all the way over to social for the time being, I think. You can use a global governor, but I don't tend to do that. Sadly, there aren't options. Well, say if you're specialized in your planets, there isn't an option to say... I'll show you the global screen actually. This is the global one. There isn't an option to say for a certain planet not to put manufacturing into a certain commodity like research or wealth. Say you had a ton of research buildings and no wealth buildings on a planet. You wouldn't want it to be generating wealth. So basically putting that over here, you'd be wasting a ton of research on certain planets if you were to do that. So I much prefer doing my planets individually rather than using the global screen. Although I will set the global screen up like that just for whatever reason. Probably won't be using this again. Sadly in Beta 1 all of these things aren't available, and you get a bit of a rundown about your maintenance over there. Right, so but I think, yeah, I want this to be a research planet more than likely, although it's pretty decent wealth up by there. Tiles next to your capital tile also get adjacency bonuses. You can see +1 for everything there, so that can be very useful. It's probably, because all of this is mainly population based, it's probably a lot more important to have high populations on your planets, more so than Galciv 2. Right, so let's get some factories up. One there, is it? More adjacency bonuses the better. I think next to capital. Sadly, there's a heck of a lot of micromanagement currently in Galciv 3 because there isn't a surplus carryover for production, for social production, for military production, or for research. So you have to come into this screen quite a bit, which is a real pain. Approval has also changed in Galciv 3. Now it's related to how much wealth a planet builds. It's very important to keep your approval high because you get bonuses towards growth, production and influence that you can see there. You definitely want to be keeping your growth up, especially because more population, more production you make. So how much does a basic factory actually cost to make? 26, so I'm going to put it on 13. I would prefer it to do some research, but figuring out where to put it on here is a pain in the ass, as I mentioned, so I'm just going to stick it into wealth and production. Right, so they should get done in 2 turns, although it hasn't updated it. That's also another problem with the current beta. You have to go out to the screen to see how long that will take. Research. Now, I think I definitely need to increase my range, so I'm just going to go for this tech. I'm not going to start researching it yet, but I may do very shortly. I'm very tempted actually to stick it on research instead of production. I think I will, because our range is so bad. We're right down in the corner. So yeah, I've changed my mind here. I'll put that on here. I'll just have just enough wealth to keep it 100%. Okay. How many turns is that going to take? 4 turns. Okay, right, so that's a long first turn, end of turn. Okay, we've got an idle ship. Right, so that's right. This has good sensor range. You can see more tiles around the ship, so I should probably move this first up here. A useful trick to know is that a planet will never be more than 3 tiles away from a star, so you can basically know how much you need to explore based on that. Here, so if that's there, it's there. Probably isn't going to be a habitable planet here, sadly. I move up to there. You can upgrade your ships later on, though, so I could add more range to that colony ship to allow me to come up here. There's a good chance I might do that actually if I can't find a planet to colonize. Okay. Right, so let's keep on working on our research. Okay. This survey ship come up here. Okay, it's another anomaly, so I definitely want to get that. Let's come over here. Now, looks like I've explored 3 tiles all around that star, so there's no colonizable planets, sadly. I'm not going to be able to explore around there because we haven't got the range yet. This one, there's not much point in going up there with this scout ship, so I'll bring it over here. Okay, next turn. Okay, so I think I'll move one more down there. Right, there is a planet there, but it's not inhabitable. If I moved there, I think that would reveal one more. I don't think a planet can be next to another planet though, so actually I probably didn't need to move to there. Let's come back up here then. Okay, survey ship can get this anomaly artifact. Oh, when we found a planet, and it's actually in range, so I've got really lucky here. It's a breadbasket planet, which is a pretty good planet, but it's only size 8, so it's only going to have 8 tiles available, at least to start. You can get techs, which give you more tiles later on. Oh wow. Right, so I'm not going to read all through that, but I believe we've just discovered interstellar travel. It basically finished our research for us. Okay, so let's move up here. So if I colonize there, that's going to increase my range. This scout ship can come up here. Now, I have played the Altarians before, so I've actually done some ship designs already, which I'll show you shortly. Right, so we've discovered this, as I mentioned. I have no idea what one I want next. I think I wouldn't mind getting the extra farm and the colonial hospital. Colonizing basically means you have to take a lot of population off a planet. So that means your population can go down quite quickly. So the better our growth, the better things will be, because population is so important. So I probably want to get this tech sooner rather than later. Let's check out the design then. Let's see what ships I've actually designed. I've got 0 colony ships. That's basically, the default ships are pretty rubbish, to be honest. They have a ton of extra things that you don't really need on them. So I've got 0 colony ship, which strips the ship of everything and just costs 57 to do. You can move your shipyards as well, which I forgot to do, and I think I will do that now. I can colonize there. Yeah, I think I'll move the shipyard, so unanchor that. I won't build anything here. Now, a shipyard, as long as it's within 6 tiles of a planet, you can move the production from a planet to the shipyard. This is different than Galciv 2. So basically ships are built there rather than the planet, on the actual planet. My morale's gone down a bit. I really, well, it doesn't say it has there actually. I really hope that they change this round a bit, or, well, the game currently has so much micromanagement. I hope that they add a button which basically automates your wealth to keep your approval up. That would make things a lot easier than having to tinker with it all the time. So I'm gonna switch this over. I need 13 production in a turn to make a factory. So I'll put that down to just over 13. I'll put the rest into wealth. Okay, the more factories we got, the quicker I'll be able to make ships shortly. So they're done in 2 turns time. Once I find some more planets up here, I'll probably start making a colony ship or two. I could be buying factories actually, but it's kind of well, I have mixed feelings about doing that. I think the smaller the map you're on, the better it is to buy early factories. The bigger the map, the probably the worse it is. In this case, it's kind of in between. The reason I like to run at a deficit for quite a long time, so it's a decent idea to save up a decent amount of money, or not to spend it all, because you're going to need it if you run at a deficit for quite a while, which I tend to do. I run at a deficit so I can get builders up and running a lot of the time, and ships. And not focus on wealth so early on, more focus on research or production. Okay, I think that's it for the turns. Next turn. Okay, idle ship. This colony ship's going up here. Let's... I think I will colonize that now, so that will increase my range. You've got 2 movement left. Okay, so it's breadbasket. Now I need to keep that in mind because you get events when you colonize a planet. With the Altarians, and I believe they get benefit... Well, in Galciv 2, the Altarians benefited by taking the benevolent option, the goody-goody option. So in this case, being benevolent will give us extra research and influence. Pragmatic will give us even more research. Merciless would give us even better, or give us good economy. Now, to be honest, a breadbasket, I'm probably going to be wanting to focus on production and maybe wealth. It's maybe a colony that I would like to make troop transports eventually to go and conquer other people. So research wouldn't really help me much of that. That's probably the better option, but because I'm Altarians, I think I'm still going to take this option. In some cases it can be worthwhile taking another option that you wouldn't normally go for, especially say you founded a really massive planet that had a heck of a lot of tiles. Taking Merciless option would be quite a decent idea if it gave a massive bonus to say research or even economy or industry, because that planet's value would go up a lot. Now actually taking you can eventually spend your benevolence or pragmatism or mercilessism, if that's a word, on social policy type things. I'll show that shortly. But yeah, let's take that option. And I'll come back to that screen shortly. This is a new feature, the ideology pyramid. So basically you can get bonuses here later on. We're going down the benevolence tree in this game. You can see here that would give me an approval bonus. And basically the bonuses get better the further you get into the tree. Sadly, though, currently the only way you can get any of these cultural stand-ins is by colonizing planets. In the full game, supposedly there's going to be a variety of ways you can get these from events, for example, or even conquering planets. But it's not a fully implemented feature yet, sadly. Right, so that first colony is settled. And that's increased our range. So I think that had the similar range to the colony ship. I'm not entirely sure. Let's come up here though, out of this one. It's highly unlikely there's another civilization there, so if there are colonizable planets I can do that more at my own leisure. Colonize them. Hopefully it's a colonizable planet or two up here. Doesn't look it, sadly. This scout ship. I guess I'll come up here as well. Doesn't have very good range though, sadly. This shipyards, I don't believe I'm ready to make ships yet. I've almost finished that factory anyway. This planet I want to colonize eventually, so I need to keep within 6 tiles of that if I'm going to send production to that shipyard from that planet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's move to there with the shipyard then. Maestro. Now this is a breadbasket, wasn't it? So I'll probably focus more on production here. There aren't any bonuses here, sadly. I think I'll stick all my factories down here then. Okay, building factories isn't so important in Gal Civ 3 as it was in Gal Civ 2, because as I mentioned, the population determines your production much more these days. Okay, so 100% approval still, 7 turns. Arguably I should buy a factory here to quicken up, but it would only increase it by 10%, the factory would, I believe. So it's not going to increase it by much. It'll be, what, 4 point odd with an extra factory. So yeah, I think I'll save my money. Okay, right, so that's end of turn. Next turn. Idle ship. Okay, let's bring this survey up here. As I mentioned, I need to scout 3 tiles around the star just to make sure. Right, there aren't any colonizable planets there then, sadly. And probably isn't going to be there. I need to get over here and over here quickly. So this one can come up to there. I need to find or figure out ways to increase my range. One way is to research techs that increase your range. Put more modules on your ships to increase range, or even make star bases I could over here potentially to increase my range. That's something I might consider doing. Okay, I believe a factory completed in Altarian. I'm going to slightly change my production round, so unnecessary micromanaging sadly here. Well, it is necessary, that's the problem. Otherwise I'd be wasting production. So put that to 13.1, it's just 2 turns. They really need to add a surplus carryover of production. Hopefully they do that by the next beta. Okay, so next turn. Shipyard is now in place. I'll anchor that. I think it has to be anchored and you can't move it in the same turn as you want to make a ship. I may make a ship next turn actually after that factory's done. Okay, this survey ship, I want to come over here, might be able to see some of that, and hopefully there's a planet there, but I doubt it. Nope. Okay, not having much luck here. This could be a pretty difficult map, by the looks of things. Wasn't many stars near to us. Okay, another turn. Okay, let's survey ship come over here. Okay, yet another star system and seemingly no colonizable planets. That can mix over here. If I had an anomaly, I might want to go and grab that in a mid then. Come up here. Sadly, enough gas giant. I could come back over here. If there are colonizable planets there, it would give me range up here, so I probably should go and find out, I think. Okay, I think I'm actually going to call that an end of this first video. So I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this first video in this Let's Play series. Remember, if you'd like to see more videos than 5 or 10 videos in this Let's Play, then please give the videos a like. That will increase the chance of that happening much more. And you may even want to leave me a comment or ask a question as well. Please do that if you're so inclined. If you're new to my channel, you may want to check out some of my other videos and my other Let's Plays. I've done Let's Plays for Civilization 5, Brave New World. 5 of those now, I think. And there are Let's Plays for Europa Universalis 4 as well as Endless Spaces Harmony as well. and I'm going to be doing more Let's Plays for Galactic Civilizations 3 in the future when more betas come out, as well as the full game. And also Civilization Beyond Earth isn't too far away from coming out as well, so I'm going to be doing lots of Let's Plays for that as well. Okay, so thank you for watching again, and I hope you check out the next video, and if you do, I'll see you then.